Captain Thomas, your first words on that Wall Street Journal article that appeared on the front pages today. We've told our viewers what's in it, what it has said about the pilots, what it has said about the conversation. Your views, sir.
Yeah, firstly, why we are upset about the whole situation is because we were objecting on two verticals. One is speculation, and the other is the absence of any qualified expert in this AAIB report. Now, as far as the speculation is concerned, we are okay with the media or the journalists speculating. We believe that speculation is a good part of investigative journalism. However, we object to the pilots or so-called experts who came on board and were speculating on day one. They said it's a bird hit. On day two, they said it's an overloaded airplane. Day three, they said something else. What we are objecting to the media is, why did you call him on day 4? You called him on day 5, 6, till such time that he insinuated that this is something that the captain has done with a motive to end his own life, which is farthest from the truth, and you should not have said something like that. Now, as far as the report is concerned, we don't believe that this is completely Indian controlled. We put it to you that this is a dictated letter which you have not even bothered to sign, and you have released that in the middle of the night. You cannot even get the full form of FADEC correctly, and you cannot get the issue date of Sumit's license correct. How do I expect you to go through the entire report? I don't want to see past those 3 lines. And you have released selectively at the order of somebody 1 line. Now we don't know who said to whom, and there is a tonality to a conversation. These are not 2 people on a Tinder date. So please be responsible, and that is what we are objecting to. Use subject matter experts, use the ATC officers, use cabin crew, use 787 actively flying pilots. Take us as observers. We'd like to go through the entire report or the DFDR data, and we can throw better light on you rather than using somebody who's non-technical and from a non-civilian background.
Captain Thomas, the Wall Street Journal specifies, quoting unnamed officials, that it was Clive Kundar, the co-pilot, who was the pilot flying, and he expressed shock, confusion, panic, and that Captain Sabharwal was calm. And the insinuation there is that it was Captain Sabharwal, they say, attributing to unknown officials, who pulled those 2 switches to the cutoff position. That's what the Wall Street Journal is saying.
Yeah, they've been fed that information, and it's our fault. It's not their fault. If I were to be heading this committee, I would have sat there, given a piece of paper to each of those NTSB and Boeing and the English investigators, and said, sign this. Whatever goes out of this room goes out through me and not through anybody else. If you cannot maintain that confidentiality, get out from here. Wait for me to complete the investigation, and I will give you the report. You can do what you want. Now, by including them selectively, now you've set a narrative. You've set the narrative in such a calculated manner that no matter what proof I give you, you will still nail me, the pilot. You have already done that. Half the world thinks that, and half the world thinks that Indian pilots are morons. This has happened because of the Shoddy investigation and the shoddy way things have proceeded in India.
Who do you think is gaining from this narrative, Captain Thomas? You're saying this information has been fed to the Wall Street Journal, and at NDTV we agree that you can't shoot the messenger. The Wall Street Journal has reported this information. Whatever their motives may be, we don't want to question that. But who are the vested interests you're seeing behind the scenes here?
No, this happens not just in India. It happens the world over. If Sully were to be dead, this report would never have come out of his innocence. Now, with the 737 MAX crash, what about the first crash? If you had woken up at that time and had a conscience, you would have said, hey, I need something to set my airplane all right. You kept quiet. Unfortunately, the Ethiopian accident happened. Luckily, the Ethiopians were much more intelligent than all of us. They did their in-house investigation, and that's when it came out that you could not avoid the existence of MCAS, which is a renegade system that crashes your airplane. So there are many, many vested interests, not just one. Let's not just look at the OEM or some investigating body. Everybody who is not telling the truth has something to gain. And this is the narrative that is being set. And we will object to anything without substantial proof if you nail the pilot. Please look at your airplanes. Please look at your personnel. Look at everybody else. Then if there is an issue of pilot error, we are willing to accept that, but substantiate it with proof. Otherwise, go home.
What is the DGCA saying to you, Captain Thomas? You've met them, I imagine, on more than one occasion. The system is listening to the multiple representations you've made and the concerns you've put forward. What are they saying to you?
The DG is a fine gentleman. He didn't even know that we were not being involved in this. He assumed that we were a part of this anyway, as is the case in many of those civilized societies. So the AAIB does not come under the DGCA technically.
Yeah.
It's under the Home Ministry and supposed to be independent. How can you be independent when you are under the Home Ministry, where every of your reports are being corrected and rewritten by somebody? So they welcomed our inputs, and they have granted us a status of subject matter experts and stakeholders. Therefore, the DG was very kind enough to say that, hey, anything regarding airplanes, even in future, would involve your association. That's the Airline Pilots Association of India. And we are very thankful to him for that. Unfortunately, the logistical and regulatory framework does not allow us to jump into AAIB right away. Therefore, Captain Randhawa of the Federation of Indian Pilots has asked for reconstitution of this committee and, if need be, a change and a legal oversight. That's what we are sticking to.